In this video, I want to go over the Wusthof Classic and the Wusthof Gourmet Super Slicer. The Gourmet is an entry-level knife set, while the Classic is their standard knife set, so there are some big differences between the two, even though they look very similar at first glance. They originally start with the same steel, 58 hardness, but since the Classic is handmade and forged, and the Gourmet is stamped and machine-made, the Classic ends up with a much more resilient blade out the door than the Gourmet does. On top of that, the actual angles they're ground to are very different. The Classic is ground to an extremely sharp 14-degree angle, while the Gourmet is ground to a relatively dull 18.5-degree angle. And what that means is if I were to take the Classic and try to shave my arm, every single hair would be cut in the first pass. But with the Gourmet, if I tried to do that, more than likely no hairs would be cut, and I've tried this with a lot of their knives, as gross as that might sound. The next thing I want to discuss is the actual, resiliency and rigidity of the blade. Since the Classic is forged, you have a very nice bolster between the tang and the actual blade, and that adds a lot in terms of rigidity, especially for a long knife like this, frankly. The Gourmet does not have that bolster, so you can see how flexible this entire knife is, especially with a long knife like this. It ends up being very flexible. Both knives have full tangs, but the handle quality is very different. The handle material of the Classic is very soft. It feels like a high quality handle. In contrast, the handle of the Gourmet feels almost like a dollar store handle. It's very almost hollow sounding, it feels cheap, and it feels brittle. And I think even though they both have lifetime warranties, because of all of those reasons, I can't really suggest anyone purchase the Gourmet. I think if you're going to spend that much money on a set of knives, there are so many better knives to purchase. In entry-level knives, there's the Shunsora, which I think is the best entry-level knife out there. And frankly, with the amount of money these cost compared to these, it would probably just make more sense to pay a little bit more money, get the Classics, and know that you have a no-compromise set of knives in your kitchen. I'll put a link down below to both of them anyway, and if you have any questions, any comments, or any concerns, as always, let me know, and otherwise I will talk to you very soon.